Well, right now it's a little bit hard. I mean, the market's been caught flat-footed. Let's put it honestly. I mean, the last 40 points or week and a half, traders are in there reluctantly, have bought in. It's very surprising to me that we start the month of September with a day that's basically flat when you look at all the other asset classes. I mean, I think the path of least resistance right now, no matter how good the data is down just a little bit. I mean, I think the S&P 500, it would be very good for everybody if we saw us get back into that 1950 to 1985 zone.
And just in terms of, I guess, the urgency that people have to try and get in, I mean, are you noticing that there is a lot of buyers out there? Or, I mean, what are you sort of seeing in terms of sentiment?
Yeah, well, today there wasn't a whole lot of volume, but there's just really no sellers out there. There's reluctant buyers, people that are just getting into the market. They're recognizing the fact that our data is very good and the market or the economy is supportive of risk in the U.S. Also, you look at like asset class volatility, very low. So again, it's pointing to the market grinding higher. But that said, even the last 100 points in the S&P 500, I think that's all just flat-footed rally. I wouldn't be surprised if we spent the next few months just sitting still until the next group of data points and fourth quarter earnings come out.
Just in terms of the ECB meeting and the anticipation, the expectation surrounding that, what's the market thinking we'll see? Is there an expectation there'll be stimulus of some kind, and that if that doesn't come through, there could be real disappointment?
Yeah, I think you're right. And even in the last week, I think the odds of a sovereign bond purchase of sorts, something that he might announce that would start in the fourth quarter, that has risen significantly. I mean, a week ago when I was on camera with you, I would have said maybe a 20-25% chance of that. Now it seems to be more 40 to 50% chance of that. I think we have to remember that Draghi is very, very accomplished at stating what they could do, all data dependent, and that's the right way to go. We also need to recognize that he probably won't do anything until we see the results of the bank stress tests and the LTROs come offline. But there are products in the pipeline, and I do think the market has gotten ahead of itself just a little bit.
And do you think he will try and perhaps temper that a little and outline some of those policy measures, where they're up to with that?
Yeah, I think he will, whether it be asset-backed security purchases or a full-blown QE. We don't know. I mean, it's very complicated to do something of that scale in Europe. We all know that. But I think he's going to have to be very careful and measured about just seeing what the bank results will be, because the current LTROs have done that. It has stimulated bank lending, probably not to the degree that the market would like, but it has borne fruit. So that said, I think he's going to be very, very meticulous in what he says.
On the subject of growth too, that some of the things he was saying at Jackson Hole, I mean, we heard that, you know, the German Chancellor Angela Merkel and the finance minister reportedly gave him a call last week just to question that a little, this move perhaps away from austerity towards growth from governments in the euro area. What do you think he'll say on that? Would he pull back from his comments or reiterate them? What do you think?
Boy. Who knows what he'll say, but it's going to end up being very good, because what he has on his side is that even though like we're painting Europe with one broad brush, saying there's no growth, disinflation, et cetera, numbers continue to get bad, but there are pockets of light within that. I mean, retail numbers have gotten a little bit better. Loan growth has pointed in the right direction. Auto sales, et cetera. So there are things that are happening that, you know, most media is not covering that are going in the right direction. I mean, yeah, he has an overwhelming task, but I think he's going to be very careful in talking about that there are pockets of growth that he's depending on for the greater good.